Welcome to the show. We're going to get into group chat time. These are the things that Smoke and I have been talking about all week, arguing about back and forth. Smoke, and our first topic will be Tennessee back to elite recruiting form.
Ooh-wee. Get them Smokey. Reed, let's get straight to it. How are they recruiting these players and landing their top targets?
Well, I'm going to tell you what. It's been a long time since Tennessee has been recruiting at this level. You got to go back to Phil Fulmer time almost. I talked to Jake Bresky a while ago, the director of player personnel. Number one, they're doing a great job of talent identification, Smoke, picking the kind of targets and the guys that they want to play in their program. They have a fertile recruiting territory. There is a lot of talent within that 4 to 6 hour radius that you circle around Knoxville, Tennessee. They have unbelievable fans, sellouts every single game, and they have an environment that is second to none, Smoke, at Rocky Top.
Well, Reed, you know what I'm going to get to. I'm going to get straight to the business. What they've done is done an incredible job of having a cap and a collective in order to land those top targets. They've done a good job of developing relationships. Their recruiting strategy is top-notch. Josh Pate touched on it a couple of weeks ago, saying they're on the move, and everybody sat back and said, nah, ain't no oranges being squeezed out of there. No, that juice is rich because they have the money to do that. They have the resources, and they have the brand name behind it. They can recruit nationally. And like you said, that 4 hour radius, they capitalize on that, and they're doing an awesome job. O-line-wise, I know that's your guy. Coach Elby's your dude, and he's done an outstanding job. Just touch on his ability to connect and relate to the top targets, especially David Sanders Jr.
I first had an opportunity to meet Coach Elby when I was a high school coach in St. Louis. He was the offensive line coach at the University of Missouri. And him and Coach Hyper were putting together a high-powered offense there that featured quarterback Drew Lock. Coach Elby is great at teaching the fundamentals of the game, getting guys to play with great leverage, great bend, and great power. And if you saw the way that they adjusted their offense a year ago to becoming more of a run-dominant team, that's clinic film when you turn on the Tennessee Vols on the offensive line. And Glenn Elby and Josh Heupel have been together an awfully long time. And so their consistency and their chemistry is boding well and being able to marry the offensive line play with the guys that they're getting in the skill positions. It's why you can get a big-time guy like David Sanders in there and know that Coach Elby is going to get him to be able to play right away.
Now, they got the business in line, the recruiting strategy all lined up in order to get these targets. But there's something else that I've been talking to these young recruits about the reason why they're choosing Tennessee. Their style of play, Reed. Touch on that a little bit.
They play a cool style. They play a style that was often frowned upon by old school coaches. The air raid, and they're doing a little more than the original air raid that was started by Coach Hal Mumme and Mike Leach at Iowa Wesleyan, the NAIA school, many, many years ago. And we know the history of Mumme and Leach and the coaches who've come from there, Lincoln Riley and Art Briles and Josh Heupel. It's so many quality coaches that have come from that. Jeff Lebby is at Mississippi State. Kids love playing this way. You get a lot of reps. You get a lot of plays in. I don't care whether you're a receiver or a running back. You have an opportunity to touch the ball. So when you look at it, offense last season at the University of Tennessee, last 3 seasons, 93 passing touchdowns to 11 interceptions. Best passing touchdown to interception ratio at 8.5 in the FBS the last 3 seasons. 8.5 touchdown to pass ratio, that's 15th best, is the best in the FBS. Any 3-season span since 2000, the University of Tennessee offensively, Smoke, they have been playing big-time football, and recruits are excited. They've got the trigger man, they've got the offensive line recruits, and they've got the skill position guys. Everybody's got to be really excited in Knoxville this year.
Well, Reed, listen, you touched on RPO, style of play. Young kids want to be fashionable. They want to have a brand. Tennessee right now, the way that they're playing offense, is a big-time brand. You remember back when Chip Kelly first came out and we were old guys, both of us got gray hairs, not chin, you got a ton on your head. You should shave that off, but that's a whole nother conversation. We said this offense is not going to last. They're not playing downhill football. Guys aren't going to be developed. They're not going to have draft picks. Shame on us. Mm-hmm. It's happening. The kids coming out right now are understanding that This is the way that they're playing football. David Sanders, George McIntyre, Ethan Utley, the young guy out of Nashville right here. Top 150 players. Right now, they have the number one guy on the offensive line, David Sanders Jr. They just locked him in. Nico a couple of years ago. We have to understand that Tennessee's for real. They understand the business of it. Their brand is national, and it's always been. It had a couple of down years, but they're back at it. Young kids want to play for Coach Heupel. Offensive linemen want to play for Coach Elby. And the numbers are showing that this is productive. And they did take down Bama a couple of years ago.
I know that hurt you.